Well, let
And
me
that
get my
really,
opinion on that one actually first before we move on, because I'm the one that brought that battle to the table. So I think if you're just going in 2023, let me also make that clear. I'm talking about right now. If they were to both drop a verse going at each other, let's say it's a 48 bar verse, you know what I'm saying? They both do it. Today, I'm going Benny. I think Benny's got that if you're just giving him a 48 in 2023. I think Benny does more than Kiss does now. Now, historically, if you're comparing like catalog for catalog and you're just talking lyrical ability, you know, not beat selection, not how big the song was, but just how good the raps are on each song, and you go catalogs, I think historically, then you go Jadakiss because he has more memorable bars, you know what I mean? Things that like stick with you. So that's my take on that. Now, as just straight up songs and as a catalog, solo versus solo, I think Benny's catalog is better than Kiss's overall because I think he has better production and it's just more consistently good, in my opinion. Kiss's shit is he has a lot of skips on his albums.
Yeah, he does.
Crazy. That's crazy to me to say.
He does, though.
To me, dude, like I think he has.
That's crazy to me to say.
Why is that crazy?
Because like, and I love Benny, but when like, I got to be careful here.
Okay.
I feel like Benny is. I feel like there's this places that Jada's pen has taken him that Benny's pen hasn't taken him. Like on a basic level. Like Benny doesn't know what it's like to be able to walk into any room and be like, yo, she said she was a model for a year and a half and the whole room finish it for you. He hasn't experienced that yet. Like he doesn't understand that yet. And it's not a bad thing. There are plenty of places where Benny can be, you know, spit word for word, 100%. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying at large, Jada can go around the world and be like,
I know a chick named Superhead. She gave Superhead, moved in the building, and they even gave the Superhead.
I'm just saying, so it's like, it's different. It's different for me because of that. So
okay,
that's my opinion there. But for me, like as far as the whole, is it supposed to be versus a person or?
Well, this is why I didn't want to bring up specific songs because I wanted to talk strictly verses.
And that's my point. So if we're talking about people being able to not necessarily pull on their catalog, but pull on their ability.
Yes.
Okay, so we're talking about being able to pull on their ability. Then raps that I would love, rap battles I would love to see that I know will never take place. I love to see Andre 3000 battle Lil Wayne or not. Like, I just think 3 Stacks hasn't had to use that muscle that way, but it doesn't mean that he can't use that muscle, and it'll never happen. But I would love to see motivated Dre in pure competition space. Yeah, I think he would be able to give some people that we traditionally look at as untouchable, like a M or a Wayne. I think Andre has the ability to put himself in certain conversations, and because he's Andre and he's cool somewhere playing the flute right now, everybody's able to live and coast, and his ego is big enough to let everybody else's ego continue to go unpunctured. But I just genuinely believe that he's one of those guys that can show up and not many people can continue to be themselves when he shows up.
No, and that's why he hasn't even put a solo album out yet, because what's the point? We already know what he could do. So him putting out a solo album would him kind of be taking laps around everybody. But I'm interested in Andre versus Wayne the most.
Because what does that look like in your head? Like, what does that look like to you? Because I assume Wayne's gonna get in his punchline bag.
I don't know.
I don't think he will.
Because we've never really seen Wayne battle nobody. He's throwing subliminals here and there, but he hasn't really flat out like, oh, okay, Wayne's shitting on this nigga. Like, you ain't heard that.
And that's why it's like
that's why it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm like, what bag does he pull from?
Because I mean, whose respect do you want? Do you want a 17-year-old kid? You want a 15-year-old kid? You want a 22-year-old? Or you want Jay and Nas and M and these guys to be like, yo, like you and Dre, yo.
But isn't that what got Wayne to that conversation though? Like that's his main attribute, aside from crafting good songs, because that you have to do that.
I don't feel like he's been doing that lately.
No, not really lately. But I'm saying, like Carter to Carter 3,
better half of a decade or so. Yeah, that really hasn't been the focus.
True, but this isn't really.
Wayne wasn't really punching that much on Carter and Carter 2 like that.
Carter 2 is when he started to do it.
It
was when he started, but he was still. Wayne still had
a storytelling element. He was rapping on the Carter 2. We're talking about.
Yeah, that's my favorite Wayne album.
We're talking about he went on the mixtape run for Wayne was like 06, 07.
To like 09.
The year he put out like 1 year he put out like 1,000 freestyles.
1,000 plus records or something like that.
Yeah, and that was kind of where he.
And when the feature run too, though, the feature run he was rapping like that. It was a lot of punching. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm just saying. Like, I feel like that was his main attribute when he got the accolade of like, okay, you're up there with them niggas now. Like during that time is when he was doing all the punching.
Yeah, it's just that shit works when you're just rapping. From a battle perspective, I don't know if he would take that route against Dre.
Against 3 Stacks, yeah.
That's what makes it hard to even weigh up against each other because you're right. I don't know where Wayne would go with it.
Because I imagine that 3 Stacks would be an Atlanta version of Loaded Looks. Like that's how he would approach a battle. I feel like he's gonna be using because he's gonna draw from his real life. Probably he's not gonna try to all of a sudden be on some thug shit. Like I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna battle him consciously still and belittle him in other ways. Like whereas Wayne can pull from that because he fucks with Zulu Nation and shit. So he's got that side to him. He's a psychology major, from what I understand, when he was going to school. So he understands, like, he's a smart dude, but we've just never really seen that side of him artistically. Not saying that he hasn't dropped smart raps, but I'm saying, like, beyond kind of mainstream subjects. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I think with Wayne, it's a little harder because Wayne has never let us in on like those like deep subjects when it like gets into like those type of topics. He's never really done that. So I think it is harder to gauge when it comes to that because we don't really know what he would say. But I think that's what makes it a little bit more intriguing.